Let's take a look at problem number 58. There we go, 58. We got 8 plus 5i over 5 plus 3i. Now, all the instructions say is simplify. But simplify basically means do whatever operation is being indicated. Now, specifically here, we can't have an I down in the denominator. This isn't standard form. Standard form, looks like this, A plus BI. Now, to get this in the standard form, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate of the bottom. Now, conjugate means the first and the second are the same. This is 5 and this is 3i also, but the sign in the middle is different. See how this is a positive? This will be a negative. So it's always the opposite. And whatever you multiply by the bottom, you have to multiply by the top. Now up on top, actually let me put them next to each other and then I'll multiply them. 8 plus 5i and 5 minus 3i. And down below here, 5 plus 3i times 5 minus 3i. Now up on top we got 8 times 5, which is 40. We got 8 times negative 3i, which is negative 24i. We got 5i times 5, which is 25i. And we got 5i times negative 3i, which gives us negative 15i squared. The nice part about conjugates is all you have to do is multiply the first parts together and the last parts. So 5 times 5 is 25, and 3i times negative 3i is negative 9i squared. Well, negative 24i plus 25i we can add together. It gives us 1i, or just I. And remember that I squared is equal to negative 1. So we can replace this I squared here with negative 1 and do the same thing down below. The I squared becomes a negative 1. So I got 40 plus I. Negative 15 times negative 1 gives us a positive 15. And negative 9 times negative 1 gives us a positive 9. 40 plus 15 on top gives us 55. So I got 55 plus I. And 25 plus 9 gives us 34. Now, standard form requires the real part be separate from the imaginary part. So this will be 55 over 34 plus 1 over 34i. 55 over 34 plus 55 over 34 plus 1 over, looks like C. The key to putting this into your calculator is, and this is true no matter where you are in your calculator, if you have a fraction, you have more than a single number or a single variable on top or bottom of that fraction, you have to put parentheses around top and or bottom. So when we plug this in, we're going to put parentheses around top, parentheses around the bottom. Other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. So let me clear the screen. There we go. Do a beginning parentheses, 8 plus 5i. 8 plus 5, and you get I by doing second decimal. Closing parentheses, divided by, beginning parentheses, 5 plus 3i. So 5 plus 3, and then second decimal. Closing parentheses, enter. Now in your calculator, whenever you get a decimal, you can change it to fraction by doing math, enter. And you see you get 55 over 34 plus 1 over 34i, which is the same answer we got by hand.